All right, we're back again with another lab on this PL300 journey. This one is going to design a report Power BI desktop. Right, I started the lab. We'll bring it over here and let's begin. Oops, get my face in there just a little bit. Hello, 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 lab. Anyways, okay, we are up and running. Maybe, yep, okay. Cool thing, you can just, if you click the T thing, it'll type in the thing for you. No hands. Let's get running. Before you start, we want to download the labs file to the D drive on this virtual machine. Get the latest stuff from GitHub. It's pretty cool how that's all configured. Once you receive the success message, click to proceed to the lab. I'm sure it'll be there by the time we get there. Let's make sure we fit to the machine. Everything's all hunky-dory. That's good. Success. Yay. All right. Go to lab instructions. Whoops, too fast. Lab story. All right, we're going to learn how to design a report and configure some stuff. It's going to take about 45 minutes. Create a report. So we're going to go to Power BI desktop. File, open report, browse reports, and then find a report in the starter folder. Easy enough. I hope. Load, 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 load. Let's get out of here, blow this up real big. Okay, what are we looking at? We got file, open report, browse reports. File, open report, browse reports. Done. D drive, get our labs. 06. We're already in 06. I feel like this is our third one, but I guess that's where we are. Okay, and we click open. No. Oh, starter folder. Get this guy, right? Yeah. I don't want to give you my email. Working on it. Loading, 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 loading. Ta-da! Okay. We know from our other labs we can get past that. Let's do save as. And where do we want to put it? In our My Solution folder. D drive. My Solution goes here. Cool. Pending changes. Probably apply them later. I don't know. Okay. Let's move on with our instructions. In the task, you complete the first report page. When completed, it will look pretty like this. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Click on page 1, rename it to overview. That's easy enough. Overview. Done. What do we got now? Double click it. Ooh, so if you double click it, you can also rename it overview again. Tab off that. That's kind of cool. Okay. To add an image, insert ribbon, click the image button. All right, insert ribbon, image button. Okay. And then we've got some logo in our resources. Boom, AdventureWorks logo. Open that. Oh, it's beautiful. Hey, that's just like that thing. Okay, drag it up to the corner. It seems like it's pretty much where it is. Nifty. At slicer, okay? I'm gonna go to the visuals. Click back out here, right? When we're clicked in here, we have the image stuff. When we're clicked here, build our visuals. Go to the slicer visualization. In the date pane, drag date year field. Okay, this sounds tricky. What are we doing? In the date pane, okay, add a date field here. Cool. What am I supposed to drag? Drag the date year field, not the year field. Okay. Oh, date, year. Date is the name of the table. Sure. Year is the field name. Okay. Just click it. Do I have to actually drag it? Looks like I drag it. Say, go in there, right? Ta-da! Now we got some years. It looks like, let's zoom in. And okay, we got some years. To convert the slicer to a drop down instead of a checkbox, we want to go into the properties of our slicer and look at the visual and the slicer settings. And we want to say, I don't want a vertical list, I want a drop down because that's more sexy. 2020, nice. And it says resize it so that it'll be kind of snug under here. Year slicer, open the drop down list, select 2020. That's what we did, collapse it, okay? Report page is filtered for 2020. Deselect the slicer by clicking the empty area of the report. Wait, but is it pretty enough? Guess so. There's this. It's actually in the corner. Are we dumping this guy? Like right under it. It looks like there's some space. Seems like a best practice. Cool. What do you got? Deselect the slicer. All right, create a second slicer based on region. Well, we had so much success with our first slicer. And we want slicer number 2. Let's tee it up. Slicer, boom. But we want region. And leave the slicer as a list. We want the region field, not the region level of the hierarchy. So there's a region hierarchy, but we want just region. It's going to be a big drop-down list. The red line tells us everything is lined up even. Okay. And it's saying, just kind of leave it there. Cool. Even sort of extends all the way to the border. So whatever. All right, deselect the slicer, then get an empty area to the port. Get out of there. Okay. Now we want to create a line and stacked column chart. That's this guy here. It has lines and stacked columns. I wonder why they call it that. Resize it so it's going to be kind of big and stretch over here. Go something like that. Drag and drop the following fields in the visual. We want date, month, and sales sale. So the x-axis is month and the y-axis is sales. That's reasonable. Boom. If you check the month, I guess it sort of assumes because it's date maybe, that's why it pops in there. And then sales. Sales, the measure. Effect, maybe. Okay. Cool. That's pretty spiffy. Oh, and this is because we are filtering on 2020. Filter 2021, 2019. So it's neat. You can see how those are interactive. All right, what's next? From the date pane, drag the sales profit margin and put it as a line on the y-axis. Okay, so in our sales by month visual, we're going to go in sales, look at profit margin, boop, but we don't want it double stacked with our Y column, we actually want it to be a line on the Y-axis. So you can see, right, we had more sales, but not a great margin. And then later we had less sales, but great margin on those sales. So, and then I guess it tapered off. So nifty. Notice the visual only has 11 months. Okay, the last month of the year, 2020, doesn't have any sales yet. Fair. By default, the visual has eliminated months with a blank cells. You'll now configure the visual to show all months. Nifty. Okay, that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it'd be nice to have 12. On the visual field of the x-axis, we're going to say months. We're going to say, I want you to show items with no data. Ta-da! So item with no data. How does, I wonder if there's a blank, an empty June 2020? Is that what it's saying? Basically, it has a null value. It makes sense. So the date exists and it's inside the fiscal year, but it just doesn't have a zero. It's just empty, right? Makes sense. Deselect the chart by clicking the empty area. Okay, looks like we're doing a good job. Let's check up here with our buddy. Hey, so we've got the image and the slicers. We've got our line and bar graph, bar and line graph. What's it called? Line and stacked column chart. Is that the one? And then it looks like we've got two more visuals that we're going to wind up building. So let's cruise back down here. We did our stacked line. Okay, so now where are we? Boom, profit margin, June 2020, crushing it. Okay, deselect the chart. Oh, all right. Now we want to add a stacked column chart. Fair enough, stacked columns. Boom, it's big, but we want to make it a little bit smaller. So we'll crunch it in here. Crunch it here. Let's add the following fields to the visual wells / areas. On the x-axis, we want region, country. X-axis, region, country. So each column is going to be a different country, and the y-axis is going to be sales. Sales. Boop. Makes sense. And then our legend is going to be product category. So let's see what that looks like. Legend will be product category. Boop. Right. Remember, you can either click it or you can drag it. Same functionality. So what was that like before we split it out by category? So without category, and basically just everything's the same. So the legend is actually you can think of it as a dimension. It's like a slicer inside your bar chart, a stacked column chart. So basically this is a stacked column chart. You just don't know. This is a total and you don't know what's inside of it yet. So whatever you select in the legend. So I assume we could also bring in month, and then you would see, right, this is sales for each month. That's not great, but where were we? Product category. That's what we brought in. So you can see that most things were bikes, right? Bikes, clothing, components, and I guess accessories are somewhere way down here when you squint. That makes sense. Then deselect this, and we want to bring in our last visual, which is going to be a stacked bar chart. So instead of columns going up and down, we're going to bring in some bars going left and right. Sounds fun, right? Give it its rightful position. You want product category on the y-axis, product category, boop. And then you want sales quantity on the x-axis, so we can see exactly how many sales, right? So this is interesting because we're seeing we've sold lots of clothing. We've sold more clothing than bikes by quantity, but obviously bikes are more expensive than clothing. So you can see that they make up, your average ticket price is going to be higher there. So that's pretty cool. Now we want to format this visual. Why do we want to format it? Let's just go up and see what's that end goal. It's because we want it to be purple. That's probably what we're going to wind up doing. Okay. Cluster bar chart. Where's lost my place again? Okay, we are in this visual. Oh, that's neat. Does this filter so you can see? So if I'm looking at a given category, I can see clothing, bikes, components, accessories, right? Everything on the grid is responsive and filters by what I'm selecting here. Back to quantity by category. I want to look at the visualization, expand the bars and then colors. Where's bars? Expand the bars and then colors group. Where's that? Okay, to format the visual, open the format pane. So this is like your build the visual, add data to your visual. This is format your visual. Okay. Let's see, in general, properties, position, title, tooltip, effects. What am I trying to do? Expand the bars and then the colors group, and then set the default color property to a suitable color. To implement the column line chart. I'm not quite following that. To format this visual, open the format pane. Is that the format pane, or do I have to be? So we added these wells, product category to format. So I'm still clicked into this visual. Visualizations. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to click here. Maybe it's inside these x-axis values. I want to say it's just range stuff. No, didn't like that. I mean, that just changed the color of the font. Ah, here's the bars. Bars, okay. And what do I want to change it to? Set the default label property to on. Inside the bars, go to colors, and then set default color to a suitable color. Oh, okay, just some color. So it's saying, all right, purple. The bars are now purple. Oh, that's all it was. Okay. Then set data labels property to on. So data labels, turn the data labels on. Okay, so that gives you the totals of the the bar shows you kind of the amount, but then you can get the specific total. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice how it's formatted as 15K instead of okay, and then save. Now we would save it. File save. That's complete. We'll apply these later. So that's part one, and then in part two we're going to make a second page. It looks like it's got some matrices that we're going to select. All right, so create a new page, select the plus icon, say new page. Remember, we can double click and call this profit, and we want a slicer based on region. And where's our slicer again? Slicer. And where's region? Boop. Okay, so we've got a region-based slicer. I want to see up. How do I see up? Oh, or get this out of the way. Oh, that's all that was. Okay. So we got a region based slicer. Format said select all option in the selection group. So formatting this, slicer settings, style, vertical selection. We want to be able to show a select all. So now there's a select all button. Nifty. Resize it so it's there. Cool. And add a matrix. Enter the matrix. There's our matrix. Let's make it massive. Okay. Then we're going to add date fiscal to the matrix rows. Boom. Okay. Then add sales table fields to the values. What do we want to add? Orders from the counts folder. Orders, sales, cost, profit margin. Okay, in the filters pane, say filters on this page. Oh, where's the filters pane? Is it down here? That can't be where I'm supposed to look. Oh, the big filters pane. All right, on the filters pane, notice the filters on this page. Well, you might need to scroll down. Filters on this page. Okay. And it says from data product category. So we're going to make a category filter, looks like. I'm going to have a category filter on the page. I think. And then we are also going to have subcategory product and color. Add each of the following products. All right, so where did it go? Filters on this page. Category, subcategory, product, just product. And color. Okay. And then save this guy. That's all we're doing. We're just adding filters. So we've got a big old, you can see our fiscal year data. We can see it by region. We can select all, and then we could also filter by, say, just bikes revenue. Cool. Page 3, third and final report. It's going to look like this, kind of more of a KPI type report, more of an overview report. Looks like it's got big numbers on the top. Create a new report, name it as My Performance. New report, double click, My Performance. Okay. Simulate performance of row level security. Drag salesperson performer onto a page level filter on the filter pane. Filters on this page. We want to look at, is there a way to collapse all of these? Yeah, collapse all. Boop. And we want salesperson. Okay, there's the people. Select Michael Blythe, not Michael Bluth. add a drop-down slicer of, only going to be filtered for Michael Bluth. Okay, add a drop-down slicer of date year field. Okay. Make our slicer. Bring in year. We want it to be a drop down. So to do that, we have to change the slicer settings to say drop down. We're going to select 2019. Drag this guy up. Make a little space. Add a multi-row card. Okay, resize, reposition it. Fill the remaining width of the page. So we've got, select away. We want that new visual to be this multi-row card. Don't have to drag it in, just select it. Doing control and my little mouse wheel to zoom in and out. We're going to expand this all the way to the edge, I guess. Seems fine. I guess I really don't need that much space for year. It's just a year. How do I grab its little corner? Come on, come on. Yeah, there it is. Make it even bigger. Look at that. Multi-row card. All right. Look kind of like that. Yep. Okay. Add the following 4 fields to the visual. Sales, target, sale. So sales from the sales group. And then target, we want target variance and variance margin. Boom, boom, boom. Now we got target variance, variance margin. Lovely. We want to format this. So in the call out values group, increase the text size to 28. Here, call out values. So let's make it big. 28. Oh, nice and big. And then in the general effects, I want to say make it grayer. Gray. A little less gray. How about that? Sure. And we want to add a clustered bar chart. Okay. This is the clustered bar chart. Just going to go there. Format its size. Control mouse to zoom out. It's going to look something like this, I guess. And then we're going to populate the y-axis with months. Date, month in the y-axis. The x-axis is going to get sales and targets. So here's something we could bring in the target. We could bring in sales. I've got them reversed. We can drag them around, right? So sales on top, targets. Nice. And then create a copy of the visual. We can Control C and Control V. That's kind of cool. Boom, boom. And put this over here. Kind of now we have a starting point for this visual. Modify this. To modify the type, we want to select clustered column chart. So instead of being a clustered bar chart, we're going to say make it a clustered column chart. It goes, oh look, it goes up and down instead of left and right. So we see the same data in 2 different visualizations. Not good use of the layout. However, you'll improve it in some other lab. Okay. Now, last task is to publish the report. So on the overview page, then save the file. Sure, because it doesn't really matter for this example. And then we have to go to the home ribbon button. Go to the home ribbon button. We want to publish. It's way over here. Cool. Oh, don't it? Notice that my workspaces, let's try that again. If you're not signed in, you'll need to sign in to publish. Enter your email address. Okay. Don't have an account. Cool. Okay, so I guess to actually publish it, we need to sign in there, and then it would show up, right? This is being Power BI desktop. This would then show up in the Power BI service, I think in my workspaces, and then perhaps I could share it with other people. To publish support, select. This may take a while. Okay, I'd like to publish it. Why do I have to be signed in? If you're not signed in, you'll need to sign in to publish. Does that mean I have to sign in with my own ID? And I broke it. Okay. But then once it is published, right, we would go to app.powerbi.com, and then in Edge, we would be able to see my workspaces and be able to explore the report. Except I guess I broke it. Oopsies. Well, we've done 2 out of 3 labs successfully. However, so this is going to show us the rest of this lab is how to explore the published Power BI report in let's see, theme. What's this do? No, that wasn't helpful. That's not helpful. Instructions. When was I supposed to log in? Oops. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to really sign in for this, huh? Might as well try. Well, this is dead. All right, well, this is the experience that I guess would go explore the service. But pretty good introduction to just the creation of visuals and how you can move things around and format them. I like that this is sort of intuitively thinking about good design principles or how to make pleasant looking reports. All right, well, we'll end this here. We'll call it a success. Mark this is complete. Close the window, and maybe we'll have another videos. Take care. Feel free to ask any questions down below, and I'll try and answer them if I can. Josh Knox, you take care.